What's up, y'all? It's Mac. It's my back. But like I was saying, a lot of news coming out today concerning 2K25. All the leaks from the guy at the Hot 97.7 radio station, the news he dropped. Very informative. There was no lie there. It was weird because a lot of people were hating on him, saying it was fake news, but I'm like, nothing got denied on 2K side. So I figured, and 2K didn't deny it. So that news had to have been legit, and he was legit on all fronts. But like I was saying, after I had to kill my live stream, was that we owe AEW Fight Forever a lot. We owe AEW, and we owe What's the Status a lot. Because I know they did say they're going to make another AEW game. And a lot of these changes, I know over the years, ever since 2K22, 2K had a whiteboard of all the things that the fans have requested and a lot of additions. I want to touch on some of the finer points. We know about the island. It's going to be a big island. It's going to have side only. So a lot of people are kind of skeptical. It's kind of exciting news. Me, I don't really care. I don't really care about the island. Maybe because I still have PTSD from playing NBA 2K20 online and dealing with that toxic ass community. 2K wannabe ballers, video game ballers, and dealing with the toxicity of playing, 2K in the park and the rec and all that other shit. So it's like, eh. And so it's gonna be a feature added to the wrestling game, and I'm like, you can create your own player. There's gonna be microtransactions, of course. I'm sure you can build that player up. I don't know how the wrestling, and they're gonna have storylines and stuff like that. So it's gonna be like a separate, like, my player mode with this whole island thing. You're gonna have a whole separate superstar. I think outside your My Rise superstar. That's what I'm getting. Or you can import your created wrestler into the island. We won't know until the game drops or 2K gives more information to fill in the blanks. But yeah, that was going to be microtransaction heavy. It's one of those things where I'm going to wait and see, until more news comes out about it. All I know as far as my approach to how I play these games, sadly, I probably won't be uploading any of my creator wrestlers onto community creations. Why? Because I got banned on both of my accounts, and they are really cracking down on content of what they perceive as inappropriate content in their game. And once they kick you off, it denies you from playing any other mode in the game. And the reason why, because now you can play GM mode with the 4 players online. So if I get banned, I can't play GM mode with nobody online. I can't play no matches online. I can't upload any of my created wrestlers. I can't download any created wrestlers. I won't be able to play my island if I get banned, because I'm sure all that content is going to be server side. And I won't be able to play my faction. So basically, I'm going to be locked out of like almost half the content of the game if I get banned, if I have my account banned. So that's a no-no. I will be a adult and be on my best behavior. And if I do upload a created wrestler, it would have to be via request, and it's only going to be up for a few days. So if you see my live streams, well, yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, if they don't have the next gen consoles, it was coming. Let me bring that up. It was coming. This is the 4th game under 2K's umbrella. I don't know if you guys recall during the PS3 era, 2K had 2K15, 2K16, and 2K17 on the PS3 and Xbox 360. And those games had none of the enhanced graphics or extra options that the current gen, the PS4 and Xbox games of their time. So yeah, that was a given. I was expecting this. It was going to happen around the fourth game. This is the fourth game of the relaunch. They're going to tailor more to current gen consoles. It is what it is. It's been going on for the past, if you've been playing wrestling games for the past decade or more, you know that's what they're going to do. It's like if you were playing on the PS2, you know you're going to have to get a PS3 eventually. And if you want a PS3 or 360, you would have to get an Xbox One or PS4 eventually. So it's the same thing now. But what's kind of cool what they're doing is they're slowly doing it. They're just slowly transferring over. It's not a completely, okay, you're fucked. We're not longer putting the game on the older system. Like I said, the island, to me, it's enticing. Isn't enticing enough to get people to upgrade to a PS5? I got a PS5. Shout out to my cousin who hooked me up. I don't know. I have to see the rest of the game because what got me hyped for 2K25 is the fact that they brought intergender wrestling back. Finally, the last wrestling in the game to have the women wrestle the men was SmackDown versus Raw 2009. You're looking at a game that came out like 17 years ago. That was the last WWE game where the women could wrestle men. That's why we say we have to thank AEW Fight Forever, because the men can wrestle the women and the women can wrestle the men, and nobody gave a shit. The reason why they stopped it because WWE had lawsuits, and I don't know why they stopped it. Maybe because Mrs. McMahon didn't want that anymore. And we also got to think, what's the status? Because what's the status? He released a mod where every single female wrestler in 2K24 could wrestle the men. Not only that, it wrestled the men glitch free. Because when you try to do the mod on the other games, the bodies would morph into each other and the character models would look a hot mess. It would be glitchy. The hair would glitch all over the place and it would crash your game. But with What's the Status did, he created a mod where the women can wrestle the men seamlessly. And the funny thing was, 2K banned them. They banned them, and it made fucking Twitter news. The community rose up and made him trend on Twitter saying, free What's the Status? Because he got banned after uploading all those female wrestlers that could wrestle dudes. And I'm sure 2K was like, okay, we got embarrassed by some modder. We've been, telling people for years that it's not possible. And I'm sure it's like we figured it was impossible to have the female wrestle the men with the way the game is built, the way the engine is. Well, What's the Status proved them wrong. And I'm sure they even had him help on making this possible. I'm sure he said, okay, this is what I did. This is how I made it glitch free, where the hair isn't all over the place and all this other shit, to get it to work and it seamlessly. And I'm sure AEW, once they showed, the women wrestling the men, there was no issues. And 2K was like, okay, we got a competition now. And we can't have the competition, having anything over our game. Their pride will not allow it. They're like, look, because remember with 2K24, they have it to where we can have up to 6 signatures and 6 finishers. AEW did that first. And AEW had all the weapons. You could throw weapons. And then what did 2K do? They put that in 2K24. So with 2K25, it's like they're throwing everything in the kitchen sink into this release. So what I'm looking forward to is really the intergender matches. Because like I said, I use primarily nothing but female characters. Hey, what's up, Meek? Finally see you in there. Yeah, I had to go on YouTube to see the comments. So another thing for Universe Mode, they brought back promos for those of you guys who not too familiar with 2K games, but back in, I think it was 2K, I don't know, what was the first game that had it? 2K18, one of those games, they had it to where you can cut a promo either before a match, you can do a promo after a match. So they brought that back into this game. It hasn't been in a 2K game since 2K19. So they brought that back. They brought back another feature, which is train wrestling. You have a very vocal minority of wrestling players or diehard wrestling, like especially indie or junior style wrestling gamers who like chain wrestling. That was introduced in WWE 2K15. The last game to have it was WWE 2K20. I didn't mind it, but I don't miss it when it was released. I didn't miss it when it was taken out of the games. So they brought back chain wrestling to appease that very vocal, audience of players. It's not going to ruin my day. It's a part of the gameplay. It is what it is. Um, what's the other new thing? They're also doing a whole My Rise since they brought intergender wrestling back. They're unifying the My Rise mode to where you don't have a separate male or female story. You can just make a male or female call and just go through the mode. It's a unified story. I think another thing they're going to do, because when you go through My Rise, you also encounter all these generic wrestlers they made up or whatever. And I know when I go through My Rise in 2K24, you unlock those wrestlers to play on my faction mode. But you can't use them on any mode of the game. It's like, I want to use Psycho Sally. I want to use some of the, the people, some of the generic wrestlers I beat, when I go on the Mexico side trip. And then they have a lot of my faction cards that you unlock to play on my faction. So those wrestlers are on disc and they are playable because they have made cards because you can use those wrestlers in my faction. So hopefully in 2K25 they make those My Rise wrestlers playable. They did say the roster is going to be over 300 wrestlers. So this will be the biggest roster ever in a 2K game, probably in any American made game to this date. 300 wrestlers. That is bananas. That is crazy. So hopefully that means a lot of the My Rise stuff you unlock will be playable in the game, and you won't have to spend a crap ton of money getting cards or playing the mode for thousands of hours to unlock shit from like my faction to make stuff playable in a regular game like you can in 2K24. It's like, nah, fuck that shit. Another twist they did is like, hear me out, Meek. Meek, this is gonna make you lose your mind. My GM mode can now be played online, Meek. Up to 4 players. My GM mode can be played online. So no more of you like telling me, what your booking and stuff is, what to book. We can do that shit on an online now. So this is the game you gotta get, Meek. This is the game you gotta get. You gotta get 2K25 because it could be me, my cousin. My cousin's gonna get it. You, and we can have who can book the best show. So 2K25 is going to have online GM mode. My only question, which will kind of make the mode a downer for me, is the fact we might not be able to use our created wrestlers in GM mode online. I hope that's not the case. I hope they have it to where, like, because remember, when we do the whole GM mode, we have to set the draft pool. And when you do it offline, you can put your created wrestlers into the draft pool. But if you're playing online with other people, they're not going to have access to your created wrestlers unless they downloaded them. So I don't know. I think it's only going to be in-game wrestlers and legends that's going to be available for online My GM Road. It's kind of a downer for me. It lowers my hype about it. It's still good. I'm not hating on it. It's still good. I can still play GM mode. I'm just not going to be able to use my created wrestlers. If that's the case, that's okay. That's fine. It's a slight downer, but it's okay. I can get over that. Showcase mode upgrades is they got rid of the dumbass the snap technology where they go from in-game footage to live action footage. which got quite a people got kicked off of their live streams, me included, and had their channel, well, that video blocked. Because the funny thing is since WWE, somebody owns the rights to WWE videos, like old school content, to where if you show it while you're live streaming the showcase mode matches, yeah, my cousin was watching me doing the Undertaker stuff. I'm thinking, what was it, last year's game or this year's game? And fucking, it blocked my live stream while I was live streaming. Copyright strike, just like that. So they got rid of that. They're using in-game graphics for showcase mode. Thank God. So now we can live stream playing showcase mode because we couldn't do that shit before. Yeah, W2K25 is definitely. I'm definitely pre-ordering that. I'm getting that shit. I'm getting the Dead Man edition because they have the standard with the Roman Reigns cover. They got the Dead Man edition, which is the $100 edition, but at least I'll get all the DLC. And it comes with a really cool Undertaker cover with the purple background, the purple moon, and I'm sure it'll be a still case. And then they have like their 129 version with the whole bloodline with Roman Reigns and the Usos and the Sula Sokoa and the Tamatongas and them dudes on the cover. But I think that might be strictly digital because I know the 129 was a strictly digital version of the game too. The only perk of getting it is you'll be able to play the game a week early. Like you get to play it 7 days before the game actually releases. But I know you're paying $129 for digital content. You can't trade or resell later. You're stuck with it. I am not spending $130 for shit that I don't technically own that I can't feel in my hands. That's me. If that's your bag, no judgment. That's just my opinion. They have a new match type called WWE Underground. I know it debuted on TV. I think only seen one episode when they did it. It was like a whole Shane McMahon kind of thing where they wrestle or fight. It's basically almost like a fight with wrestling moves. And you're in a ring, you're surrounded by people, but there's no ropes. There's no top ropes. It's like a ropeless ring. And the two people just beat the shit out of each other. So they got this match type coming in the game. So I'm like, that ought to be interesting. I'll definitely give that match type a try. They added something new to the move set. You can jump off of the barricades. You can do springboard moves off of barricades now. So for my high flyers, it's just an extra move to the move set. I don't know how they're going to tweak it to where, because you know me, I do AI on versus AI matches. I do simulated matches. So I don't know the frequency when they're going to do these moves. But based on the AI of the past three games, especially 2K23, like if you put outside dives on your wrestler, they're going to do outside dives half the match. So I think the AI for doing those type of high flying moves will be okay. What other new tweaks have they added to the game? What am I missing here? So I covered the train wrestling. Chain wrestling came back. Promos are back in universe mode. Thank goodness I can actually do an E-Fed. Now, if they bring back show intros, if they bring back, it'll be great. I can go back to making my video packages. I don't know if you guys ever see my 2K19 live streams where I made a whole like animated intro of my little Federation of Sex Libre. Yeah, I hope we can do that again with the show intros because those are pretty awesome to have. I don't know what was it. Well, oh yeah, another thing with intergender, there will be intergender male and female titles. There's no restriction on intergender matches unless you do mixed tag teams, because that's have a strict rule set. But yeah, the men can wrestle the women in any match type, online, offline, in-game wrestlers, and created wrestlers. So that means if the servers actually work, I will actually be able to play the game a lot more. Because like I said, I use strictly female wrestlers and it's hard to find people use female wrestlers playing online wrestling games. It's a fact. It is what it is. But now I don't have to worry about that restriction no more. I can actually use whatever female wrestler I want and wrestle any of the dudes because your damage is tied to whatever you set it as and your weight class. If I want to compete with heavyweights, I'll just make my female wrestler a heavyweight. Bam. No big deal. So what is I don't know. Other thing what they did with Universe outside of promos, they said there's gonna be some tweaks, some changes. We won't know until more information is coming out or until they do a deep dive into what was fixed, what was changed. What else was covered? Oh yeah, they added another camera because I know people were speculating like how you could do entrances. You cannot. You're stuck with that preset camera and entrances. And so I think it was a feature they wanted to put in 2K24. Well, it's been in. I think it's been in the wrestling game since 2K23. Yeah, where they have like a different, more closer camera angle, but it's a default. But now they have an option where you can control it. Not only can you control it in entrances, you can control it in matches. So if you're doing like a weird, crazy spot where if you have like a dude set up on a table, and if you want to get like a really cool, like close up, zoomed up camera angle, you could, I guess, push it be the right analog stick, and you can change the camera angle during the match while you're wrestling it. So I think that was pretty cool. I won't really judge it until we see it in action. I know what the showcase is going to be the Bloodline, but they add some tweaks to it to where you not only can you play the game where you got to do the follow the storyline, but you can also do it to where you can win the match, and defy the storyline, or you can do dream matches. Won't really know the full details of how that works out till we get more information. So a lot of good information. A lot of the information came out, got a lot of the wrestling 2K community hype as fuck. Even got some of the naysayers raising their eyebrows. And it sucks right now because I hope my live stream didn't die. Get the buffer on my live stream, but I'll continue to talk. So a lot of people in the 2K community are pretty hyped. All right, let me go forward. Let's see where I'm at here. So we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty hyped. I was at work today. Pre-orders are not up yet. As far as GameStop is concerned, pre-orders are not up. But once they do, I'm definitely gonna pre-order the Dead Man edition. That's gonna be a go-to. Getting the Dead Man. Usually I get the standard one. I think the last time I actually spent $100 on the WWE was WWE 2K19 because I was hyped the first time I got a PS. No, it wasn't the first. No, it was about a year after I got my PS4, picked up 2K19. So it was like I got that one for 2K19. It was just nice getting the whatchamajigget, the DLC. It just seemed like it was for free whenever it came out released. You just had to download it. Didn't have to waste like any extra money because you already paid for it when you popped on that $100 for the game. But I get a discount, so I probably won't have to pay a full $100. Probably would just pay like 80 something dollars. Yeah, the whatchamajigget, the 129 one, not the Dead Man. The Dead Man's going to be a steelbook. Dead Man's going to be a steelbook. But the Bloodline edition, the Bloodline, which is the Roman Reigns one, that one's digital. 129 is going to be $130. That one's going to be strictly digital. So it's like, yeah, that's a hard pass for me. Not getting that one. I wanna hold something in my hand if I'm spending that much money for it. But yeah, a lot of good news. It all comes down to whether all this new content is going to break the game. Because if you've seen my live streams from the past even to today, it's like 2K has a history of giveth and taketh away. They'll take two step forwards and take one huge step back. And this is every year. I think the last 2K game where, well, that's because there was already kind of fatigue and nobody was expecting much of it, which is why the game was so well received, was 2K19. And 2K19 was Yuke's final masterpiece. It was the last game that Yuke's developed and worked on. But they threw everything in the kitchen sink and made the most technically best wrestling game they ever made besides some PS2 titles. And since 2K20 was a hot mess, and 2K's been using that engine to build these other games, like the Creation Suite will constantly crash. It's like even when you do a tag team match, the game will crash at the loading screen. You can, if you try to go into Community Creations Online, the game will crash. So things like that. So I never said I played 2K25. Who is this? If Curtis, if you're here to troll, get the fuck out my chat. So I'm just talking about discussion of the news that came out today. Nobody has played 2K25. I don't know where that came from. So yeah, if you're here to troll, just get yourself out my chat, bro. Um, I'm just talking about right now the potential of all this added content and how volatile this game engine is. Because I know Meek, he's seen some of our live streams where I'm editing a wrestler, the game will crash. So it's like, and then another thing, they have this whole island mode, which I know is going to be online, is going to be server side. It's like 2K can't even get one versus one matches to work in this game. I tried playing this game online. It's nearly impossible to do a basic one versus one match. And if we can't get a basic one versus one match, the hell they're going to do a possible in 2K25? It's like it'll be a miracle, but I think I have an answer to how they can make the island playable. They will just have to borrow the NBA 2K5 servers. They will have to borrow the NBA 2K servers. That's how they will fix the issue. That's not that hard. I think I mentioned this in another video because people are like talking about the whole online and the island. If they put the island on NBA 2K servers, we should be fine. They don't have to put it on a strictly WWE 2K servers. They can put it on a whole other server. And they could have the WWE 2K servers to play the typical regular online matches and that shit. And they could put the whole island match types or whatever, put that on a whole different server. That one, I don't know if that's going to have a multiplayer aspect to it. Some people say it will. That's going to be interesting. What, you're going to have random matches with people online? I know they say they're going to have quests and stuff you can unlock in the island mode. There'll be like a storyline you could do. You could integrate, I guess, with Roman Reigns and his people on the island. So we got to wait to see what kind of news and other stuff that's coming out for that. But yeah, they need rollback netcode. It's like all the fighting games are making that a standard now to have rollback netcode. So this is a combat based game. They need to basically have rollback netcode. Man, you need to let me know when you mess with me, man. Like I said, I get random weirdos in my chat all the time. But I don't know. They haven't given any new details with my faction, which is good because they know that mode gets shitted on by a vast majority of the community. So no new news about my faction. They're like, you know what? The people who like it, they know exactly what they're going to get. We're not going to make any drastic changes to it because it's just a money pit for them. So yeah, no real news about my faction. Yeah, the island mode. I don't know. So far, I just seen a slight picture of it. It looks like an actual island. Got this big ass whatever statue of Roman Reigns out there. Yeah, but you're a good weirdo, Meek. You're not one of those random weirdos that I used to get. Like, oh man, I used to get this one dude who would come into my chat, ask me the most weirdest, strangest shit, some freaky shit too. I'll be like, okay, you gotta go, man. You're kind of creeping me out. Yeah, I'm not talking. It's like you're cool. I'm talking about the weird weirdos. But Island, it's good in theory. We got to see more news before it's ew, not really what I'm focused on. When you talk about the service supposed to be a lot better than this year, I don't know what the online's going to be. They haven't really said. It's like they've never really addressed the online. It's like I know they've been patching it. They say they've been patching it over the course of last year, but it's still a hot broken mess. So it's like, yeah, there's. It's like it's weird how it's going to be. For me, I just care about the core game content. It's like I said in my early part of my live stream, I gotta be on my best behavior because I don't want to get my account banned. I got both of my accounts banned for 2K24. Because once you get banned, you can't play my faction, you can't play online, and you can't upload and download wrestlers. Well, with 2K25, that means I can't play the island because that's going to be probably online only. I can't play my GM online. I can't play my faction. So, like half the game's content, if I get banned, I won't have access to. So, I'm going to be on my best behavior in next year's game. I gotta be an adult and just not upload my female wrestlers online. If I do, it's going to be via request. I'll upload it for a day or two, and then I'm taking it down because I do not want to get banned. No, it's like nah, pre-orders weren't up today. I checked that GameStop. Pre-orders are not up today. Hopefully, over the course of this week, they'll be up because they just announced the news maybe about 10 hours ago today. So it might take a while for GameStop to open up pre-orders because I know Nintendo Direct. I think they had their freaking Switch 2 news. I don't know when that's going to get released. The funny thing about GameStop, we have a pre-order for like Switch 2 information. Yeah, Roman Reigns is on the cover. So the standard edition of 2K25 is going to have Roman Reigns, and then the deluxe edition, which is usually a steel book, is going to have it's going to be the Dead Man, the Undertaker, like purple glove Undertaker. That's going to be a really good cover. And then the whole $130 is going to be the Roman Reigns Blood Reign with all his family members who are in the WWE. It's like, yeah, WWE's been dominated by Pacific Islanders, specifically Samoans. The past year took over WWE, so they're going to do a whole Bloodline showcase. But I guess I'll touch on the roster. You know me, I don't really use the in-game superstars that much, but it's good to have them there as options, because I create my own wrestlers. But we're going to have over 300 superstars. That has to be a record for an American-made wrestling game. This is in-game wrestlers, not shit you create that you add to the number of the roster. No, this is in-game superstars. In-game playable wrestlers, over 300. So that's why I'm concerned about how well the game is going to run. Now, granted, since I think with 2K25, they are slowly pushing more towards current gen PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, I'm sure the game will run fine. Because I did notice that 2K24 and 2K23 on a PS5 runs flawlessly. 2K24 on the PS4 was a hot mess. If you played it with like tag team wrestlers, like multiplayer wrestlers, the frame rate would stutter. The frame rate was horrible. and 2K24 on the PS4. It was like the game would look slightly blurry. They would almost look like they're running in slow motion in like big arenas. So yeah, they're really tailoring these games for current gen. I would say 2K25 might be the last game on the PS4. It might be the last game. It might, because it was the same thing with the early 2K games. 2K15, 2K16, 2K17 came out on the PS3. That was 3 games. But then once 2K18 quit, they were like, nope, no 2K18 on the PS3 and Xbox 360. So we're already into 2K22, 2K23, 2K24, 2K25. So you had those 4 games on the PS4. Shout out to the PS4. Still a powerful console. It is. It's still a good console. But if you want a game with no frame rate issues and stuff like that, you are going to have to upgrade to current gen. It sucks. It is what it is. That's But yeah, over 300 wrestlers. That is ridiculous. We don't even know who's on the roster yet. I know we're gonna get a whole bunch of NXT. We're gonna get a lot of NXT wrestlers. The good thing about I don't care about NXT really, but the cool thing about NXT wrestlers when they get put in the game, they have the best moves. I'm sorry, this is not to dog on the main Raw, SmackDown superstars, but NXT wrestlers, they can do a lot more in terms of their move sets than the people for when you get up to the major leagues. They can get away with a lot more, so they have more creative moves and more creative stuff in their move sets, better taunts and stuff like that. Yeah, sick finisher combos. NXT has some sick finisher combos. Yeah, they can do a lot more crazier shit than the main wrestlers, the main, people on the roster do. So that's why it's good that we're getting more NXT stars, even though I probably won't be touching them. But just to have that huge influx of new moves, just to put on my created wrestlers. New entrances too, new entrances, new victories. That's why I'm more concerned of how well the game is going to run. That's what I'm concerned about. They're putting all this shitload of content into the game. How is the gameplay going to run? How is it's like will the freaking creative wrestler constantly crash? Will create an entrance crash? Will create a video crash? Will create a video even come back in 2K25? It's like I noticed halfway through 2K24 they got rid of creative. They got rid of using your created Titantron videos for the victory motions. You couldn't use your victory, well, you couldn't use your Titantrons in victories. They can't play in the background during your victory motion when you win a match. They got rid of it. And it was like I reported to 2K and everything, complete silence. They didn't say shit. So that tells me that they just took it out. They took it out for whatever reason. And it's like, too bad, us create nerds, we are not a very vocal part of the community. So it was one of those things they didn't care about. If enough noise didn't get blown about it, it's just out. It's gone. It's just gone. They just took it out. So that's what I'm concerned about. They will give us stuff, but they will take away stuff. It happens all the time in these games, and I'll be playing these games as far back as 2008 when I started getting into these games. But as far as the news, a lot of good news, a lot of crazy news. But like I said, we owe a lot to AEW Fight Forever because even though that game was bare bones, gameplay wise, it was okay. It was not my type of gameplay. What I like in my wrestling games is not bad, but they showed 2K that they could, if they had a bigger budget, if AEW had a bigger budget and didn't have fucking what's his name? What's that wrestler's name? Forgot his damn name. Involved in the creation process and just let Ukes cook. Let Ukes do what they do with a bigger budget. AEW Fight Forever could have actually been a really, really good game. It could. It's like there's bones there of a No Mercy game that I would actually like to play. Yeah, Kenny Omega. Yeah, Kenny Omega. That's the name. Because they like AEW has some innovations that 2K have stole. They even put it in this game, like being able to use 6 signatures and 6 finishers. AEW brought that back first to be able to throw weapons. AEW had that shit. So it's like, 2K was paying attention. They were like, okay, you got this shit. Well, we're gonna one up it. We're gonna make it better. So AEW had intergender matches. So 2K is watching. They're paying attention. They got a lot of pride on the line. They want to be the game. And plus, something WWE is awful saying is like, look, whatever AEW does, we want you to do it and do it better. That's why competition in anything is always good. You get the best out of whatever both sides. So Orlando asks, can I pick a match? What do you mean? Can you pick a match to pertaining to what? To 2K25? I don't know if Jive Owens is going to come back, Meek. He might. He might. Jive Owens might come back. Because I know in what, 2K23? I don't know. They keep adding more jobbers to the freaking GM mode. I admit 2K24 had a shit ton of jobbers compared to 2K23 GM mode. I would love to see Jive Owens come back. Trust me, Meek, if Jive Owens doesn't come back, I will create Jive Owens for you and put him up for download. I'll create you a Jive Owens. Because I know it's like basically all the jobbers were like probably like random stuff they ran through the Creator Wrestler. It was just random shit they created Creator Wrestler. But yeah, all the news is great. I want to see what they're gonna do with chain wrestling. I know. Oh, what's in my dream match in terms of what? Like, what's in my dream match? So my dream match in 2K25 is just the fact that I can finally have use for male wrestlers. You will see me create male wrestlers just for the fact I can now do a totally intergender E-Fed. It won't be all females in my E-Fed in 2K25. I will have dudes. I can have a male, a woman, and a man be tag team champions. I can have a woman and a man faction. It's like I will have male wrestlers this time in my E-Fed. Because like I said, I only primarily use women, but when I did have like mods or whatever on 2K13, when I could use like female created wrestlers and they were modded to wrestle the men, I had males in my E-Fed. I would create my own wrestlers. I would have my tag team partner be a chick and I have my manager be a chick. So it's like, yeah, you will see probably more male wrestlers out of me, this year instead of all female wrestlers. Just because they brought back intergender. It was a long time coming. It was stupid that they took it out in the first place because we've been having fighting games with men and women been beating the shit out of each other for decades now. But as far as my dream match, though, I don't know. Probably to go up against Meek's busted created wrestlers that he be making. Meek made me seem like a crappy gamer, but he created his big ass overpowered wrestler and was mowing people in like my rise mode. But as far as like if I were to do a dream match where I'm using the base roster service series, what if 2K give a service series Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT and the next? I don't know. You could do that in universe mode if you wanted to. If you got the free time, and if you're hella creative, you can make like just a on show. You can create shows in universe mode, and then you can just choose who you want to be, and you can call the show Raw vs. SmackDown versus NXT, and just have half the roster be Raw, SmackDown, wrestlers, and then the other half be NXT wrestlers. You can create your own belt. You can create your own, who's the king of WWE belt. Just combine, those rosters. You can do that right now in universe mode. Like I said, if you got the free time, you could do that right now. Like in the older games, like in 2K23, 2K24, even 2K22. Shoot, even in 2K19. 2K19, you had NXT. You also had their Live 209, their Cruiserweight. Yeah, you could do that. That's easy. That's easy. You just go to My Universe. I'll even show you right now how to do it. Launch a new one. So you go to click an empty slot, go to classic mode, and basically you go to your calendar, go to your clip, skip all this tutorial bullshit that Xavier Woods be telling you. Just dang, that's a lot of shit to skip to. So you pick an empty slot. Let's say I want it on Saturday. Press triangle, add a show. You can make it a major or minor show. Make it a major show, custom show. Then you got to go through all this bullshit again. So go through all this shit. Okay, so show details. You can name it right here. So Raw, Raw Smack, versus NXT. Bam. You can even choose your arena. You can choose your arena. If you're creative, create your own arena. I shall use my ass and titties arena. Sexy Libre Campus. They will wrestle in that arena. You can choose what your matchup screen is going to look like. You can probably create your own design. So if you wanted to make like a WWE versus Raw, whatever, whatever things on there. Sorry about the nudity or whatever on here. Hopefully I won't get banned. So I'll just make a bad bitch logo, slap that on here. You can choose your wrestler. So you go through there. And then this is where you do your roster. So you make your roster like half Raw, half SmackDown, and then the other half NXT. So yeah, here's your male superstars. Put them all. But I will say this: if you want the freaking universe mode to book your shit well, you don't want no more than probably 30 wrestlers on a show. Because some people won't get booked if you have way too many. So yeah, if you unlocked all the wrestlers, you'll have. See, I got action figure Cody Rhodes. You can even have him and his dad on the tag team and shit. So yeah, you can set all that up. You can set the number of matches you want on the show, what type of matches you want on the show. A lot of people forget all this shit's in the universe mode, but sadly, this universe mode is like kind of broken, so it doesn't work as good as 2K22 or 2K23 does, because the match table doesn't work that good. And then if you created your own championships, you can already set who your champions are. So yeah, you can do all that shit. You can create your own Raw, SmackDown versus NXT universe mode. It is butt crack easy to do. It's sadly not many people do it, except for people like me who do our own e-feds. So, but this universe mode in this game isn't that good. It's not that good. Not as good as 2K19 was really good in my opinion, but this one was kind of ass. All right, who would you consider to be the best wrestler of all time by pure wrestling ability? I don't know, man. My knowledge of wrestlers isn't as vast as somebody who's been doing it for like since they were younger. I'm not a diehard wrestling mark. I am casual. I would say I'm filthy casual because outside the wrestling games, I don't own that much wrestling merchandise. I got a few like wrestling female figures because they're cool, but I don't own no posters. I don't own outside of wrestling games. I don't own much wrestling merchandise. But and then in terms of wrestling I've watched, I don't know. For me, I would say the most entertaining wrestling was when I was watching Lucha Underground or when I watched Joshi, Japanese female wrestling. Most entertaining when it comes to watching wrestling for me. But when I watch WWE, it's mostly for the storylines. I would say WWE, as far as their wrestlers, as far as like in ring storytelling and that type of stuff, that's what I watch WWE for. I watch it for the drama and the story being told in the wrestling ring. But as far as like in terms of pure to where not only are they good in the ring, they can go in the ring, but they also make whoever they wrestle look good. Oh my God, who do I got? I got Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan. I got AJ Styles. But they're like master technical wrestlers though, so that isn't fair. When you're a master technical wrestler, you can make anybody look good. Outside of a technical wrestler, who would I go with? Let me go with a powerhouse. Let me go with a big guy. I would say Undertaker. Undertaker is a freak of nature. Like in his prime, I was so prime when I started getting into wrestling. But the fact that a 7 foot, almost 300 pound dude could walk the ring ropes like perfect balance to do his old school move. He can do a high flying moves. He can do striking. He can do power moves, because he got the tombstone. He can do the power driver. But he can also do striking, and he also had submission. I would say in the ring in his prime, Undertaker was really, really good. He made people look good. It's like there was only a rare occasion where I felt Undertaker couldn't keep up or he had a few botches, but that was later in his career. It's like, come on, he wrestled against Rey Mysterio, a wrestler who was like almost like a foot and a half shorter than he is. Probably 2 feet shorter than Undertaker is, and that match still looked good. And Undertaker sold Rey Mysterio's offense. You know how hard that is to do for a guy that you can freaking like swat like a gnat, and then you can make it look like his hurricanranas are hurting you or having some impact on you as far as telling a story and working a match. Yeah, Undertaker's good. Undertaker's really good. I would say I know I might get flack for this. I would say John Cena. He didn't have the deepest move set, but in terms of doing what he did in the ring, John Cena was good. He was good because I rarely saw a bad John Cena match in his prime. Rarely seen a bad John Cena match. There was like boring matches where you see him go through all his signatures, all his finishers, and he kicks out of everybody else's finishers or whatever. But when he went up against another alpha like a CM Punk, no, I think the only matches that were kind of not good were his Rock matches where he had against the Rock. I know one against WrestleMania, and then he had a little bit better one in his rematch with the Rock. Those were kind of eh. But when you put up against other like really good wrestlers that could also make him look good, I would say John Cena was pretty solid. He was a hard worker. Yeah, Punk. There are times where Punk will tap out of a match. Like Punk will be like, I'm just doing this because I have to do it, and I'll go through the motions. So yeah, Punk will botch in those matches. I've seen Punk where he'll have matches where he just wasn't caring and he just wanted to do it and get it over with. But then there's a time where he's really passionate and he will look like what he calls himself, the best in the world. He will really put off like a good match. But as far as the men, those are my picks of like just on the eye test of what I've seen from based on my limited exposure to what maybe how many years now? Less than 20 years of watching wrestling. Um, as far as female, Ooh, as far as female wrestlers, it's hard to judge it because a lot of it's due to I would say Mayu Iwatani from Stardom. She's good. I mean, really good. She does some crazy shit. I'm surprised she isn't injury prone all the time. The shit I seen her do. Mayu Iwatani does some crazy spots. Some crazy spots. I mean, that chick is nuts. And I seen her take some crazy ass bumps. Well, why is this woman not in the hospital? But she gets up, puts on her gear, and goes to work every day. I give her much respect. Mayu Iwatani. Um, I think my favorite when she first debuted was definitely Asuka. Asuka, I would say the best. Oh my God! I don't know how people feel on this choice, but from all parameters that I've seen in terms of just her athleticism, her move set, her skill set, and what I think as a typical wrestler, I would put Charlotte. Charlotte is up there. I know a lot of people get tired of her. She has one of the most annoying, kind of boring, bitchy ass gimmicks. But when you watch her matches against people at her skill level, Charlotte can go in the ring. Not only that, she looks good. She'll make her opponent look good. Unless her opponent is complete trash, Charlotte looks good in most of her matches. I give another shout out to Bailey. Bailey is really good. She puts on good matches. Um, and it's weird because I came into the WWE watching it when they had the Diva era, so that was a lot of shitty ass wrestling. The Diva era was horrible, and so when they started entering in the Women's Revolution, there was still quite a bit of shitty wrestling, even though some of those Diva wrestlers were improving. It wasn't until Charlotte Bailey in where you saw a dramatic shift of how women wrestled in the WWE. Granted, you still have leftovers from the diva generations where some women just didn't have the move set, like the Dana Brooks. I would even put what's her name in that list? Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has like a diva move set. Um, yeah, you still have those holdovers, but when they did bring in like some really good talent, also what's her Mako Satonaka on NXT. I would say most of the good female wrestlers now are in NXT because they did bring in Julia. They brought in that what's her name something Vakur, who's really good. Also like looking at her because she hot and got a nice ass. But they brought in some really good female wrestlers in NXT. Sadly, when these wrestlers get brought up to freaking the main roster, they don't wrestle how they did in NXT unless they're doing it for a pay per view. Then they'll show what they're completely capable of. But on like main roster TV, they're just not as good. But yeah, Asuka, Charlotte, shout out to Bailey. Those are the three that come to my mind as far as the pure wrestling ability in WWE. So men, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Undertaker. Those are my top three that I've seen. That's just my opinion. That's not to say, I put John as an honorable mention. CM Punk, he's pretty decent. He's pretty good. But the women, yeah, Asuka, Charlotte. What was my third one? I think it was Bailey. Yeah, Bailey. Those are my top performers that I've seen. That where it's like, even though I haven't seen all their matches, but the handful of matches I've seen, I'm like, okay, these are good. These are good wrestlers. But yeah, man, the only thing that sucks is buying a new game every year and starting to create my wrestlers all over again. Now, granted, with this game and 2K23, I've now, you know, figured out most of my formulas to recreate my wrestlers almost flawlessly to where I don't have to rely on creation suite stuff I find on there to make my created wrestlers. I can make a lot of my created wrestlers with in game, items, designs, and props. So that's not going to be a huge issue for me to recreate a lot of people. And like I said, 2K's been cracking down. Like I said, I got banned from both accounts. So they're cracking down on naughty content or what they perceive as naughty content. Cleavage, thongs, whatever that violates the terms of service that you have to agree to before you even play the game. Yeah, it's in the terms of service. If you take the time to read it, they'll be like, yeah, you cannot have, what kind of content, lingerie, whatever on wrestlers shit, even though they have bikini tops and bikini bottoms in the game. So yeah, basically don't make your female wrestlers hot. That's what they're saying. We want them to look like ugly ass wrestlers or how our wrestlers look. Use our shit in our game. Don't use your own shit. That's basically what they're saying. But yeah, there's a lot to be excited in this release. Definitely going to love playing GM mode with Meek and other people online. Um, Definitely going to get an EFET started if Universe mode works. That's the question. Will Universe mode work? It's like promos is great because it's like I miss promos. Once they got removed, you missed it. I did, yeah, 2K19, it repeated a lot of the same thing. You had a lot of the same options. So you got bored of it very quickly. It was just, but if you were smart, I would say a good way to introduce promos with me, I will go all the way. I would say, look, I brought back promos, but here's the thing. You can create your own promos. You can easily hook up a fucking keyboard to your PS5 and type out your own shit your wrestler wants to say. Shouldn't be that too hard to create your own damn promos. Not that hard. Script your own shit. But I got to see what kind of legends are going to be available in terms of the roster. I know we're going to get a lot of NXT. I know they did some wrestlers signed some legends contracts. I think Melina is, I think, rumored to be a legend. We're going to get Victoria back in a WWE game. Jacqueline is back, but Jacqueline was a legend like in 2K22. Oh, this is why they also added Intergender. I don't know if you ever guys are familiar with what was her name? I don't know, something Vashon. She was like a female wrestler. She wrestled for AC like WCW. What's her name? Layla Vashon, something Vashon, Lulu Vashon. I forgot her first name, but she was like during that era. I think with I hope they have what's her name as a legend who just recently got inducted last year. Yeah, Luna Vachon. I heard rumor that she's going to be a legend in the game, and she wrestled dudes, and I hope they bring Bull Nakano. If they get Bull Nakano, because she got inducted last year. Bull Nakano got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame last year. I hopefully if they bring her in the game, oh my god. If I got word they brought her in the game, it's like it's an immediate buy. Yeah, Gangrel was in WWE 13. His whole vampire thing. Didn't Luna Vachon die? I heard she passed away like years ago. Yeah, but I heard Bull Nakano, dude. If they make her a legend, if I hear she made the roster, it's like that's just sold. Just take my money. Because I think the only like wrestling game she was in, I think it was like a fucking like oh I can't recall. I had to been back on the fucking maybe in 64 PS1 era. Probably older than that. I don't know if Bull Nakano was ever in a game, like actually an in-game model in a wrestling game, American wrestling game. But yeah, if they get her in, oh my god. I would buy two copies just for one to play and one to have just to set aside just as a collector's item because she's one of those people, one of those wrestlers that once I saw her and I saw her matches, I loved her wrestling style. She was rough. Her oh yeah, Alundra Blaze is going to be coming back because she was a legend in what Dang, she wasn't a legend too long ago. I would say what? Was she in 2K23? I don't know, but if Lunger Bray's in it, please have Bull Nakano as a surprise legend. Please, you got to have them both because they pretty much cemented their wrestling careers by beating the shit out of each other in WCW and stuff like that. Yeah, Bull Nakano. They got to have Bull Nakano. I hope she signed a Legends contract. I hope she does. She looks like a whole different person now. She's skinny and stuff like that. She looks nothing like how she looked back in her heyday. Um, yeah, Bull Nakano would be a good surprise. As far as male legends, I don't know. I don't know what all you can do. I'm sure they'll come up with some surprises. Yeah, blew her mind. Actually, Bull Nakano was kind of cute. She wasn't ugly. It was just the makeup and that hair. But yeah, I don't know. As far as I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been in wrestling like too long to go back and be like have any nostalgia memories of shit. Because it's like I think in last year's or 2K23 they brought back Zeus as a legend. I know in this year's game they brought Muhammad Ali, which kind of threw people off. They're like, what is Muhammad Ali doing in a wrestling game? I know one year I think it was they had Mr. T, but I think they only had his license for that year. Because usually when it came to DLC, they would have that DLC wrestler available in next year's game, but they probably only have that license for that year. So I don't think Muhammad Ali is going to be in next year's game as a legend. He's only in this year's game, just like Mr. T was only available in last year's game. Or was it 2K22? Was it 2K22 or Mr. T was a legend? One of them damn games. I don't know. I don't think I even unlocked all the legends in this game. Like I said, I did it in the PS4 version, but let's see what we got here. We got Bad Bunny. He was like the guest celebrity in last year's game in DLC. Beth Phoenix. We got Big Boss Man, Boogeyman, Manager. We got, I think, all the versions of what's his face. Yeah, Dude Love, Cactus Jack. We got all the versions of freaking Mankind. I'm happy they got Bruno San Martino, giving respect to him, put him in here. Got British Bulldog with his braids, which is weird. I cannot get over seeing a white person with braids, especially a man. It's just weird. Now, granted, we do have some biracial people out there. I did have a cousin who just looked white with green eyes. And yeah, when he went around with braids, it just looked weird. It's like, man, you look like a white man with braids. He's like, leave me alone. He's like, I'm black. I'm like, yeah, you will. Yeah, we know you are. Not many other people think your ass is black. We got a pretty good Booker T. I love the China in this game. The China in this game is really good. I like China. I hope they bring her back because now she can actually, without the help of mods, wrestle men. I had to use a mod on the PS4. Somebody had it. I have a China that can wrestle men. But this is the PS5 version, so, and plus they banned what's his name, so he took the mod off. We got Doink the Clown, Eddie Guerrero, he's always a legend. Of course, we got Hulk Hogan, who got booed on Raw like a few weeks ago. He got booed. It was so, I felt bad. It was weird. I know he gets hella flack for coming off as a racist bigot. It's all his fault. There's lots of history of him being a racist bigot. But the funny thing was, he was a part of my childhood as a child growing up in the 80s. Now, there's a difference between a racist and being a bigot. Now, bigots, they can tolerate people they don't like. They can work with these people. They can talk to these people. They can be compassionate to people they don't like. Now, racists, nah, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to work with you. They want to kill you. They just hate you, your people, all you stand to be. Now, with Hulk Hogan, when I heard the actual recordings, it's no different than when It's like I hate to bring it up. I had my mom tell me one time once, I don't want you bringing a white girl home. So it's like, look, there's discrimination on all sides. There's prejudice on all sides, but that doesn't immediately make you a racist. It could just make you prejudiced. And Hulk Hogan's prejudiced. He's known for being a bigot. But trust me, if he was truly racist, he would not have wrestled The Rock. He would not have gotten The Rock over. He would not have wrestled black people. He would have nothing to do. He wouldn't be holding black babies or catering, signing autographs for black friends or nothing if his ass was a true racist. He's a bigot. Bigot. Not a racist, a bigot. There are differences. People were like, why are you defending Hulk Hogan? I was like, because trust me, bigotry runs, like prejudice runs, everybody has a prejudice. Everybody does. You're going to have somebody who don't like certain groups of people for whatever reason. It's a part of life. Like I said, see, my mom told me as a teenager, oh, you bring a white girl home. And what did my ass do? Bring white girls home. She got over it. She got over it. And Hulk Hogan, he just used the N word a lot. But the funny thing was, like, he said, look, if you're going to bring an N word home, at least make sure he's rich. And you know what's ironic about that same comment? I heard black women tell they black daughters the same thing. Granted, they didn't use the N word. I'm sure some of them use the N word, but since they're black, they got away with referring to themselves as the N word. But they say the exact same thing with their kids. Like, look, if you're gonna bring home one of them, make sure they're rich. You know, he was being a dad to his daughter, but he just showed he was a bigot ass. I'm not defending his behavior, but I am saying he's not a racist. Because if he was truly racist, his ass would be. He wouldn't have wrestled black people. He wouldn't sign autographs for black people. He would have told his daughter not to have anything to do with black people whatsoever. He's a bigot. Because trust me, I've met and worked with quite a few bigots. I got bigots in my family. There's differences. All right, so enough about that. I just want to go on that little rant since we're talking about Hulk Hogan and that drama. But yeah, I'm surprised they brought back the Hurricane. I don't know who's all going to return. Hey, Joe Hendry, welcome to the chat. Joe Hendry. We got the sexy boy, Shawn Michaels, looking sexy, being in his 50 something right here in this picture. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we're gonna get plenty of Triple H's. We're probably gonna get all three Undertakers. I'm surprised they brought back William Regal, but he had a lot of voice work in this year's My Rise. If he played the female My Rise, I'm sure Yokozuna will come back because he was showed in one of the freaking screenshots for 2K25. We're getting probably a younger, earlier version of Umaga because they showed pictures of that. Some of the recent information. I think the only bad news concerning the news is the Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six. They're going to be DLC. They're going to be a pre-order bonus. And I think that's the only complaint people had because they felt that Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six should have been a base game edition. But no, they got made into DLC. And I have to admit, I agree with people on that one. It's like, wait, they've been a part of WWE for like months now. Why are you going to make them like DLC? I can understand if you did like the Bloodline, like Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Yeah, the Wyatt Six is going to be DLC. Pre-order bonus. Basically, when you pre-order the game before a certain date, you'll get a copy of the game with the code in it. So yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I have to agree with people. That was kind of a bitch move that they did that. That was kind of a bitch move. They should have been an end game. I can understand Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga being DLC, but I'm sure if they were made DLC, some people would have caused a riot, but it would have been understandable. But with the Wyatt Six, it's like, why? It's like we had to pay for Uncle Howdy again when they had another Bray Wyatt pack. Was that a 2K23 or a 2K24? I forget. But oh yeah, this is my favorite in-game wrestler to use, Rob Van Dam. If there's any like in-game wrestler that I always use, it's Rob Van Dam, just because I love his moveset. I love Rob Van Dam's moveset. It's just hella fun. Plus, I like his taunt. So we got the Steiners. I heard we might get Big Papa Pump as an actual in-game wrestler and not like a really good created wrestler that 2K sponsors. Like they had that one year I think they put his I think his entrance, his music, and then they gave What's the Status permission to use his My Faction model and put it up for upload on community creation to people to download with what's his name, Steiner, Big Papa Pump version of him. I don't know what legend I would like to see in 2K25. It's like as far as the females, Victoria. I think we might get Melina, Luna Vachon. I really want Bull Nakano. That would make my day. Just Bull Nakano alone would make my day. It's like, I don't know, the Diva era. Who would I like for the Diva? Well, they did bring Michelle McCool. She was DLC in this year's game. Yeah, Michelle McCool was DLC in this year's game. Let's see. Actually, I haven't even looked at the fucking model of Michelle McCool yet. I know I got her. I got her. I think Jade Cargill. Actually, the Jade Cargill model is really good. But they gave her short hair. Why you got a picture of her with the long hair, but the in-game model has the short hair? Let's see. Yeah, Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool. She became a good wrestler over time. She became really good by the end of her career. I want them to bring back Layla. It was funny. It was cool because they did bring in their tag team entrance, Lay Cool. So if you found a really good Layla L, you can have the actual Lay Cool like tag team entrance. So yeah, I have never seen Michelle McCool's model in this game. So you gotta love those PS5 load times, man. Quick, hella quick. Yeah, Jade Cargill's entrance is pretty good. So I'm sure these wrestlers will be base game. Now here's the question: should I trade in 2K24 or is 2K25?
Free agent in women's division history.
You're gonna get all pretty much a good chunk of the DLC from this year's game as in-game content.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Vero Beach, Florida.
Yeah, see, they have her with long hair and her portrait render, but in-game she has her short hair.
Jade Cargill is the real deal.
It's like, I love her figure. The body is really good, really accurate. But Jade Cargill, she is built as shit. I just don't like the short hair. I would prefer her long hair. I know this is kind of going off when they just signed her after her contract expired after AEW because she did have short hair. So I'm sure they got her freaking, what do you call it, motion capture, whatever, face capture for when she had short hair. But why are you going to use her long hair picture, man? It's like, man, that's just false advertising. I paid for long hair Jade Cargill, not for short hair Jade Cargill. But yeah, let's see this Michelle McCool. Let's see what she look like. Let's see what she do. Oh, they do got her music. Oh, this is her Royal Rumble attire. Yeah, this is her attire she had the last time she was in a Royal Rumble, which was, I think, 2K23? Yeah, I think at 2K when she entered the Royal Rumble in 2023. Or was it 2024? One of those years. She entered the Royal Rumble. I think she eliminated 4 or 5 wrestlers before she got kicked out. She looked good, though. That's the wife of The Undertaker. Michelle McCool married The Undertaker.
Division that's jealous of her success and leadership.
That's some real talk right there.
More like real egotistical and delusional.
So yeah, Michelle McCool model looks pretty good. Ain't gonna lie, she looks decent. Yeah, Jade Cargill models look real good. She works out, man. That is a physically, that's a specimen of a woman. Jade Cargill. Because usually when you have a woman with that type of build, she don't have no curves. But no, Jade Cargill got her curves. She got boobs, she got booty. She still got some body fat, the body fat that matters.
Jade has it, Corey, but she'll have to back it up in this match.
Michelle McCool has all the confidence in the world, though, and she knows exactly what it takes to be at the top of this division.
But yeah, gameplay-wise, I'm not too worried about this game. It's going to be interesting to see how they integrate the chain wrestling. It's going to be different. I hope they still keep the when the wrestlers beat the shit out of each other with the punches. Because I like that mechanic in the game. I'm sure they'll keep a lot of stuff they integrated in 2K24. Like throwing weapons. I don't know what kind of new weapons they'll bring into the game. That ought to be interesting to see what kind of new weapons we get. Ooh, that was a nice reversal into the German suplex. Michelle McCool is beating Jade Cargill's ass right now. Well, it's accurate because I would say Michelle McCool, she was a very aggressive wrestler. She was very aggressive in her prime. But she was really getting pushed. She was pretty athletic too. But I don't know, she was the Diva era. They didn't have the Divas do too much. But yeah, I gotta see how they're gonna do the springboards off of the freaking barricades, though. I know in the trailer it looked pretty solid. Hopefully, it's not a glitchy hot mess in game.
What's it going to take? She likely knew that wasn't enough.
Some people ask me what's one thing that you would like to see added back into the game. And me being the perv that I am, I said I'll be happy if they just bring back jiggle physics on the females again. It's weird that the male wrestlers have boob physics, you know, their chest jiggles, but the women don't. It's like all the women have bad boob jobs. Their boobs are rocks. It doesn't make any sense. No sense at all. It's like it doesn't have to be crazy jiggle physics. It just has to be subtle enough to where it's believable and noticeable. It doesn't have to be dead or alive jiggle physics. Like 2K19 had jiggle physics. It was noticeable on entrances, but in matches you barely seen it. You barely seen the jiggle physics. It was there, but it was very subtle. And it's like, but it's weird now where it's just the boobs are just there. They're just rocks. You're playing with dolls, literally. So they need to bring back jiggle physics in the female wrestlers.
Great counter by Michelle.
Because I don't think is like the way that the women are dressed now. Well, except for Jade Cargill here, to where it's not going to be like totally sexualizing the female wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. There's some like Tiffany Stratton. She got some sexy stuff. You got Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan, she doesn't have too much up top to where it's like, oh my God, titties are scary. Nah, there ain't no female wrestlers. Well, unless they bring back like Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella was pretty busty. Nikki Bella was pretty busty. But yeah, there ain't nobody with some crazy bust sizes. Oh, Michelle McCool got the pin. She got the, what do you call that? What do you call that pin? The quick pin, whatever.
Here is your winner.
Wow, Jade Cargill is pissed. Well, that's what Michelle McCool would do. That's realistic right there. That's realistic. I give him props for that match. But yeah, bring back jiggle physics, please. It's like you gave us intergender. You got jiggle physics already in the men. You got The Rock when he does his intro, jiggly men boobs. and yet you can't do it for the women. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I sound like a perv, but that it annoys the shit out of me. That's not a thing. I'm not asking for ass jiggle, even though ass jiggle would be nice. Because I don't know if you watch NXT and watch some of Kerr's matches. Oh my gosh, she got too much ass for the main roster. They might have her change her attire, even though she's basically wearing a one piece like swimsuit. But the cheekage on that woman is crazy. They might have her wear pants when she gets called up to the main roster. I know a lot of people talk about Bailey's cake. I don't know, Bailey. Nah, Bailey don't got cake. She got cheeks, but they're chubby cheeks, but they're not like, damn girl, you got a fat ass. Nah, it ain't that type of cheeks. More like, oh, you got a booty, but it ain't nothing to be like, oh, that's ass kind of booty, you know. Nah. Bailey ain't like that. She got cake, but it's like 36-year-old woman cake who don't work out that much. I don't know. It's hard to describe like Bailey's ass. I know Morgan. She got some little butt cheeks on her. Liv Morgan does. We definitely saw Jade Cargill got the cake. But yeah, there's I'm not asking for ass physics. I just want some subtle breast physics. That's all I'm asking for. Like I said, you're putting on, look at this. It's like you got boobs on these chicks, but they don't move. They're just rocks. Rocks. Yeah.
Hard not to be excited when the superstar's in the ring. A competitor.
Yeah, I feel 2K25 is going to be decent. It's going to be a good game. I definitely think it's going to be an upgrade over 2K24. 2K24 is what I said it was going to be back when I did a 2K23 video, where I was talking about is 2K24 going to be a filler game? And it is a filler game. It's filler. They just added just enough to pique interest, but not enough to keep you interested in playing the game for more than like 3 or 4 months. And then it's going to get put on your shelf. This was a filler game. 2K24 was a filler game. It just felt like a filler game. What they announced for it was a filler game. Like I said, they were like, "Ooh, yeah, you can throw your weapons now. Okay, that's nice. Oh, we brought back create a sign. Okay, that's nice. Oh, we added this new like little punch mini game where you could do the whole exchange blows in the ring. Okay, that's great. We made slight enhancements to GM mode. Okay, that's nice. Oh, we got a whole bunch of my faction shit. Okay, that was all they did with 2K24. That's all they did. It's like, and they changed the lighting. They changed the lighting. It was like, I noticed the lighting in 2K23, in my opinion, is better. They made the lighting kind of duller, kind of darker, less vibrant. Yep, they made 2K24 with PlayStation Plus. Yep, that too. You know what? They didn't make 2K23 free. I think they had a weekend where you could play 2K23 for free. But I think a lot of people, I think 2K23, I think it outsold 2K24. I think 2K24 sold. I think the main selling point with 2K24 with this game was the fact that they brought back the here comes the pain camera angle. Yeah, the ramp camera angle that they used in like the old SmackDown games, they brought that back. So that made a lot of the like early 2000 wrestling marks mark out and go and buy the game.
Incoming.
So it's like for the first week of the game, that's all people were doing, was just playing the game with that camera angle. But then after that, a lot of people started doing content for this game. A lot of the major like stuff who do content, they weren't doing that much content. So it's like, yeah, it's like interest for this game died a lot faster than 2K23. Damn. Yo, Susu is beating Dirty Sanchez's ass. I gotta remake Little Susu and fucking 2K25. That's what's gonna beat Dirty Sanchez with her butt cheeks. Shoot, if Lil Susu had ass physics, it would break the internet. That's all I gotta say. I was about to say, if you got pinned just for having her hit you with her ass, that would have been crazy. Oh, she is just kicking the shit out of her. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they brought this little punch exchange mini game of 2K24. I like it. It's a nice touch. I like it. The crowd gets hype. So like I said, it's like 2K25 could be basically the new 2K18. WTK18, it was like Ukes. They learned everything they learned from 2K15, 2K16, and 2K17. They finally finalized the engine of the game, and 2K18 was finally like, okay, I think we figured out this PS4 and what we can do with the engine. And so when they made 2K19, it was just all their years, all the knowledge and all the stuff they learned, they mastered. And that's why 2K19 is a really good game. Now with, 2K right now, with visual concepts, I think we won't see like the best 2K game until next year's game. If we're going by, just the path they're going by. Granted, 2K25 could be that, defining 2K game. Even though I know some people say 2K22, but I'm like, nah, 2K22 was ass. Did not like 2K22 at all. Hated 2K22 with a passion. Don't get me wrong, I have fun playing 2K22, but no creative entrance. Everything was bare bones. It was like, I think people they were just feeding for a wrestling game, and then they finally got one that played different and hit different as they kept advertising it as. And they were just, starstruck with that bullshit. That's how we do a tag team match. But yeah, man. 2K25 could be 2K's defining game if everything works right. If everything works right, I hope they test the shit out of it before they release it. But no, here's the thing with 2K. This is what really annoys me. This is what really pisses me off about 2K. Like I would have to say the game was perfectly fine before the first major patch. It's been going on with 2K22. No, I would say no. 2K23. No, 2K22 worked pretty good, but they were missing a lot of shit, and they had to patch shit in. They had to patch in the rest of the moves and everything after the first major patch of 2K22. But usually, like the first month the game drops before the first major patch, the games work fine. Things work great. And then after their first major patch, everything goes to shit. Like the gameplay gets changed. They'll take things out of Create a Wrestler. You'll have broken animation. Some moves won't work right. Some moves will get nerfed. And it's like after the first major patch of like most of the recent games goes to shit. So it's like the first month of the game is the best you're going to play the game, the best it's ever going to play. And then for the rest of the year, it's them 2K breaking the game with every patch, and then a recent patch to fix what they broke. But then that patch will break something else, and then they'll release another patch to break to fix what they broken. But then that patch will re-break what they fixed in the previous patch. So yeah, I would tell 2K, for the love of God, if you're going to patch your shit, get some testers, like actual testers, before you finalize a patch, please, for the love of God. I'm tired of like enjoying a game for the first 2 months, you drop a major patch, and then the game is almost broken. So yeah, I can't stand that. That annoys me to no end. That's 2K that's 2K games in general. Once Visual Concepts started making a game. When Use was making them, no, not an issue at all, because they created the damn engine. But Visual Concepts, nah, they're new to developing wrestling games. So
Look who's here.
I hope they have the Netflix arena in 2K25. Here we go.
The following
You got the Booty
contest is
Club.
a tag team match set for one fall.
The Booty
On the way to
Club.
the ring,
Big Booty Nikki. Little Susu.
Gentlemen, this
Tattoos,
has
pretty
all
eyes,
the
and thick
makings
thighs.
of
Got to
an
make themselves some
all-time classic
entrances.
match, and I fully expect
I
it
have
to
to
deliver
remake them
on
in
that promise.
2K25 in another 2 months. The game comes out on March 14th. March 14th is when the game will come out. And I know February is going to go by hella quick. Definitely get your pre-orders in. I'm definitely getting that Dead Man edition, getting that Undertaker version. It'll be the first like deluxe edition of a wrestling game I got since 2K19. Even though 2K20, when you bought the game, if you pre-ordered it, the pre-order bonus was a Rey Mysterio steel case, and I think you got another code. And that was just the
She's
standard
in a
version.
fighting mood tonight.
But yeah, 2K25 is going to be good. A lot of my friends who are like,
and their opponents.
they're filthy casual at wrestling because they grew up playing wrestling games. They don't follow the product anymore, but even the news got them hyped. They were like, oh,
This superstar doesn't get
we
paid
got an
by the minute.
island? Because they
just
do
get
play
in
the
there,
NBA
beat somebody
2K
up, and
games.
leave.
So
That's
they're
kind of
used
a
to playing in the
miserable
home
existence,
by
if you ask me.
city and whatever.
I don't see what's so
So when
miserable
they
about
saw
that,
that they're gonna
Byron.
have that
But then again,
for the
I see
freaking
this
wrestling
superstar for who
game,
they are,
that
not your
got them kind of hyped.
projections.
They were like, "Oh shit, I might have to get that WWE 2K25 this year." So I think 2K25 might be their top selling game. It might, if everything works. It's like I know we're gonna get those early buyers. Hopefully, we'll get some early reviews.
One of the top names in the entire
Well, we will get some early reviews because, like I
He's
said,
intent on showing exactly
there's some
why.
people who buy their stuff strictly digital, so they're gonna get the Bloodline version, the $130 ones, and they'll get to play it a week later. And I'm sure some YouTubers, like influencers, will get some codes. So yeah, we'll know a lot about the game a week before it comes out, unless they get a gag order on their ass, unless 2K puts a gag order on them, which is possible. It could happen. I've seen some YouTubers say, yeah, I've been playing the games for the past 2 weeks, and I couldn't say nothing about it because, I'm under a gag order with 2K.
And from Barcelona, Spain.
So they couldn't say nothing about it until, I think, 2 or 3 days before the release of the game.
About an intense competitor. This superstar doesn't have an off switch.
Nobody has an off switch, Saxton. Trust me, if you
So
had one, I
yeah,
did a long time ago.
I'm very positive. I'm hopeful about 2K25. It's like my prediction is Island's going to be a hot mess, especially probably the first month if they haven't had their server issues addressed. Because you're going to have everybody and their
Such an
mama jumping in
incredible
on that
journey for
mode
this woman,
like
but she knows a win
the
tonight
first few
will
weeks
take
of the
her
game
even further.
dropping. And then I'm sure you get another huge influx of players come around the holidays. Because the Black Friday deals, I would tell a lot of people on the fence about it, wait till Black Friday. You can get these WWE 2K games for as low as like $30. Because I worked Black Friday, we were selling 2K25 for like $30. And then I remember one week for the PS4 version, you can get it for $20, but PS5 you can get for $30. So if you're in the fence, you got all up until Black Friday of this year, the holidays, to make your decision. But yeah, I think 2K25, it could be that definitive 2K game as far as visual concepts era. Not Ukes era, visual concepts era, which began with 2K20.
Truly one of the hallmarks
No,
of
actually,
strong
officially, I would say
As a
2K22.
former
I'll say
tag team
officially.
champion myself, I have to
They
say
began
these
with
matches hold a special
2K22.
place in my heart.
Saw it coming.
springboard moonsault.
Not done yet. How about the headlock elbow drop? Kicks to the lower back. Clutching the wrist. Just absolutely punishing their opponent here.
Oh yeah, what's another thing I'm hopeful for? I think the one thing I'm hopeful for is the modders don't get scared away. Because I know 2K's trying to scare them away. It's like, I'm sorry, we need Marty M back to make it. We need him back to make arenas. Because crazy arenas. We definitely wants the status back. And we're gonna need people back who just make random shit. Like, we need the hair glitch back. I hope they add more hair for Creation Suite. I hope they add more outfit options. But I think the game needs more hair. It definitely needs more hair. Now, granted, I know that's me being selfish and greedy because I went back and played like SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 and WWE 13 and 2K14. You had no hair options, but I still probably put in more hours playing that game than any other visual concept games. So it's like you got quite a few hair options as is, but out of all the hair options, I only use like maybe 8 or 9 of the hair options.
Tag made, she's in.
That's pretty much about it. As far as clothing options, you do get a lot. You just got to be like how you were with the SmackDown vs. Raw games. You just got to be creative in how you, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Accessorize your wrestlers. I like it how they can make it have you have different textures and stuff, so that helps a lot. They've been doing that as far back as what, at least 2K18 to my knowledge. Dang, she just kneed her in the face.
Impressive to not even allow a 2 count at this juncture.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this year's game. Once it gets up for pre-order, definitely get my pre-order in. Probably do another pre-order for my cousin. Gonna hook him up with a copy this year. Because he's the one that hooked me up with the PS5 this year. I'm gonna hook him up with a deluxe edition of 2K25. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to discuss in the chat, bring it up in the chat. I don't know if you guys are coming in late. If you guys want to have anything to discuss, if you want my opinion on, you know, let me know in the chat. I ran through over a lot of stuff. I've been live streaming for almost 2 hours now. So anything you guys want to bring up that I discussed earlier, feel free to ask any questions. Hey, here's another thing they used to do with tag team matches. It's like if they go in the corner, why they keep moving away from the tag team tag? Oh, she punched her in the face though. She's throwing her into the corner so she can execute a tag team move, but her partner keep moving away from the corner. What kind of bullshit is that? Oh, yeah, that's another thing they did at 2K24. They made it to where in tag teams, you can only break up a pin after a subsequent tag. So you can't have infinite breakups of the pins, because you can start a tag team match in 2K23 and 2K22 and they would last fucking 40 minutes to an hour because the computer will break up the pin all effing day. Especially in simulated matches. But in this game they kind of fixed it. It's like you can only break up the pin once per new tag in. So basically, if she were to pin the bunny girl and her teammate comes out to break the pin, she can only do that once. That's until the bunny girl tags her partner in, and then the bunny girl can do it to break up a pin. So they made it to where tag team matches don't last fucking forever. Oh, I love this move. Just throw the booty in her face. She just threw her booty in her face. Took her tag team partner and just threw her ass in her opponent's face.
Followed up with a clothesline.
Oh, Mana's home. Hi, Mana.
Placed in the corner.
Oh yeah, Meek, I gotta catch your Baldur's Gate live stream. You did something with something fishy. Was it last night? I think it was yesterday.
Arm trapped.
I think it was yesterday, like last night, late evening. You were live streaming for a long time.
Arm wrench. Well, blocks the punch and a knee to the chin. Scratching and clawing. This could be it. And there's the save.
Here's her tag.
Tell her the cool thing with like Mana now, if she decides if you get 2K25, she can create a wrestler. Her wrestler can wrestle dudes now. So you and her can have matches and she can use whatever wrestler she wants. Don't stop. Get it, get it. Moonsault. Oh, your Evil Chaos was this morning? How did that go? How did the Evil Chaos Baldur's Gate Adventures go? How many people did you kill?
And she's still in the corner. Diving splash in the corner. She's showing signs of slowing now.
These two teams have gone to war, Cole. Of course they're going to wind up with a few battle scars.
Oh, actually, if you guys got a shit ton of free time, you guys can make your own freaking Glow E-Fed
Trap the arm.
in Universe mode.
So smooth.
You just have to create all the wrestlers or hope somebody created them and then you can download them off of Community Creations. Oh, she just punched her in the face. Elbow drop. That was nice. Or the Booty Club beat Wild Kingdom. You wiped out the iconic colony and the dwarves. You guys are so evil, man. What did the dwarves do to you? Dwarves ain't gonna hurt nobody. Oh, she gonna put the booty in her face again. There's booty all up in her face. That's why they're called the Booty Club.
Oh, the stink face.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
For the victory here. Forces the shoulder up after two.
That is just pure instinct at this point.
I'm definitely going to try to get better Wi-Fi. That is my goal for this year. I'm going to see if I can get another Wi-Fi plan, get some better Wi-Fi. And since I got a PS5, I'm uploading like higher quality data onto the internet. It's like, because higher frames per second, you know, higher whatever resolution, and I'm not going to get good quality on my live streams with the Wi-Fi I'm using now. So I'm definitely going to try to upgrade my Wi-Fi.
Hooked up.
Oh, you're going to wipe them out. He's like, we're already planning our genocide. We're planning our genocide quests. We're just killing everything.
Now gonna
So that's what Meek does best. Kills everything. Yeah.
Slowly up to the second row.
Oh, just booty all up on your guts. I can't believe Bombshell Bunny is still alive at this point. She should feel disgusted, molested, mortified, because she's just been assaulted with ass this whole match. I have finally made a theme tag team that fits their name. They're called the Booty Club, and a lot of their tags, they use their butts. Oh! Running sit-down powerbomb. Oh, now we got Wildcat in. Oh, she's gonna. Oh, look, Wildcat's just gonna let her get a face full of ass. Just ass this whole match. This was crazy. And it's like I've been planning to do this, but finally got their movesets right to where they finally fit their namesake. Finally, I got it to where it takes a while. It takes a lot of trial and error to get wrestlers to wrestle how you want them to wrestle. But when you do, it is a work of art. Yeah, get rid of that busted super magic missile, man. What was you thinking? Fishy was too OP. The problem with the Fade Master, he didn't use his ass. It was like a leg drop, Oh, there we go. That more bang moonsault. Get the pin. Will that be a wrap? Will the Booty Club win it? No, she kicks out.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Incredible resolve on display. These competitors have been
This is actually, man, the Booty Club is wrestling better than I expected. It's like I was tweaking all their movesets before I went to work. So I wasn't able to test them as a tag team, but just as individual wrestlers. Wow, I'm impressed. Everything I wanted them to do, they're doing. Oh, the lame version of Marty Jannetty's rocker dropper. I am shocked. Booty Club is legit. I don't know if they're going to win any tag team titles in my universe mode, but as far as a mid-card tag team, or they're too high to be a jobber tag team, but oh no, that hurt. That body splash hurt too. Oh, she kicked out.
Perseverance is unreal, preserving her opportunity to keep this match alive. A big opportunity falling through their fingers.
Yeah, I got the Yokozuna Banzai drop. I do got that one. There's like 4 versions of that Banzai drop. There's 2 in the corner. There's 2 when they're on the mat and he just booty plants himself on your chest. I think and then there's one that, what's that chick's name? The big girl who's in WWE right now. She's like the cousin of The Rock. Dang, I forgot her name. Got that chick's name. I know she was DLC in this game. I remember when WWE fired her, but they brought her back. Dang, I forgot that chick's name. But yeah, she has one. She has a couple of ass moves that she has. She does like a Banzai drop. Oh, okay, that was weird. She tried to do the quick tag, and then once they tried to do the body splash off the rope, she dodged it at the same time. The computer does some crazy shit. Oh my god. Little Susu is just... Wow. Oh, is she gonna do it? Oh, little Susu's in the way. Oh my god. That was a case where the computer AI got in the way of the computer AI from doing a really good spot. Oh, Booty Club is going ham right now. This tag team match is legit. Ooh. Oh. She got them Sheamus hands, them Sheamus. Oh, that was a bot. She just jumped out the ring. Oh, wow, she quickly got out of it. She almost killed herself. Wild Kingdom's trying to come back in this match. Oh, Booty Club is losing all their momentum. Yeah, I do got the Yokozuna Banzai drop. Oh, she might do it now. Will Nikki do it now? Nope, she's not doing it now. She's doing something else. Oh, she's doing the fadeaway. Oh, tagging little Susu. What are you doing, Big Booty Nikki? Tagging your partner because you are hurt as hell. Oh, throwing Wildcat all up on the apron. Big Booty Nikki over here trying to win the match by herself. Oh. Big Booty Nikki might cost her if she get too greedy. Uh-oh. It is a finisher. Oh, knee to the face. Terminator knee. This might be a count out. Oh no, Wildcat threw in the ring. Oh, this might be a wrap. This might be a wrap. This match is over. Damn. Bicycle knee strike. Little Susu can't break any pins. Bombshell Bunny and Wildcat Rodriguez with it. Even though the Booty Club dominated that match, though.
An emphatic victory for your winner.
They dominated. They still lost.
These two looking like a force to
That
be
was a good
reckoned
match,
with
though.
in the women's tag team division.
So I got the Fabulous Furries of Bombshell Bunny and Wildcat Rodriguez wins it. They lost to the Fabulous Furries, y'all. Can't believe that happened, but it happens. Well, I will say this, the Fabulous Furries, both those wrestlers are higher rated, have a higher rating than the Booty Club dudes too. But I don't know. I don't have the Fabulous Furries. They haven't set their loyalty or whatever their tag team moves or nothing. But Big Booty, the Booty Club, they were all set, had their loyalty maxed out and all that other shit. Haven't had tag team finishers. They did everything in the match I wanted them to do, and they still lost. That's how wrestling go, though. That's how wrestling go. They could be an enhancement tag team. Let's see, I might call it a night. It's only going on 10 o'clock. I might play some Final Fantasy. I said that last time, but I end up going to sleep or playing some other shit. I think I was just playing my baseball game for the rest of the night. I would live stream baseball, but not many people are into baseball on my channel. So it's like, I'm going to call it a night with this live stream. For those of you guys who came in, thanks for coming with me. Having a brief discussion about the games and the feature. Thanks for stopping in, Mike. Conversating with me. And I'm going to call it a night, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Y'all stay safe out there. For those of you guys watch, thanks. For those of you guys who watch the live stream later, thank you. You guys stay safe and God bless. Good night.